Hey, it's Kurt at the Top Corner Hockey Studios, Top Corner Hockey on Facebook, Top Corner Kurt on Instagram. Thanks for watching. I always love a new season because one of my favorite things to do is to predict how I think that season will go. It's fun to evaluate the lineups of each team, to see how teams have changed, and ultimately try and figure out which teams will do what, how they'll finish, what maybe the first round of the playoffs will look like, and even try and predict how it will go through the playoffs and pick a Stanley Cup champion. I also like to predict who will be the best players, who will be the award winners. So, these are some of my predictions for the 2017-18 NHL season. If you watched my divisional preview videos, you'll know which teams that I think will make the playoffs in 2017-18. Well, here I'm stacking them in 1 to 8 in the order that I think they'll go. I think the Pittsburgh Penguins will be the best team, not just in the Eastern Conference, but win the President's Trophy. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs will slot in second in the East due to their winning the Atlantic Division. I think Columbus will be third, Tampa Bay fourth, Washington fifth, Ottawa sixth, Carolina and the New York Rangers will be the wildcard teams in the East. In the West, I think the Anaheim Ducks will win the Pacific, and the Nashville Predators will win the Central. They'll be 1 and 2. Followed by Minnesota in third, the Edmonton Oilers will rank fourth, Calgary and Chicago 5th and 6th, with Dallas and St. Louis coming in 7th and 8th and being the wildcard teams. I think the worst team this year with 31 teams will not be the expansion Vegas Golden Knights. No, I think the worst team in 2017-18 will be the Colorado Avalanche. As I talked about in my Pacific Division preview video, I think the Avalanche will be brutal. I think they'll give up 300 goals this year. I think in the West, going through the playoffs, we'll see the Wild meet the Predators in the Western Conference Final. And in the Eastern Conference Final, I see the Penguins meeting up with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And in the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm picking Penguins and Wild, with Pittsburgh winning their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup. Wouldn't that be something to watch?
Well, I won the belching contest at work.
Because the definition of the Hart Trophy goes to the player most valuable to his team, the award is skewed. Drop the team nonsense and just give it to the best player in the world. And with that said, Sidney Crosby is the best player in the world, and I think he should win the Hart Trophy this season. I think if the voters suspended the definition and used their heads to award the MVP to the actual most valuable player in the NHL, Sidney Crosby would be the guy. I have no problem saying Connor McDavid will win the scoring title, not just in 2017-18, but in 2018-19 as well. Why not? He's that good. McDavid scored so much that even if he missed a little bit of time, he could still win the Art Ross.
He shoots, he scores!
Patrick Laine scores goals. That's what he does. But what I'm most impressed with is when he scores them. Laine does not rely on the power play for all of his goals like Ovi does. Only 9 of Laine's 36 goals last year came with the man advantage. I think Laine will score 50 goals as a sophomore.
You're back.
Perhaps the easiest award to predict. How could anyone not pick Patrice Bergeron? You'd either have to be new to hockey or you're a high roller.
I also like to live dangerously.
If he wins the Best Defensive Forward award again, Bergeron will pass Hall of Famer Bob Gainey for most Selke trophies in NHL history.
Stop right there. I'm in.
Do it!
Carey Price is the best goalie in the world. I've said it a million times, I'll keep saying it. There is no other tender I'd rather have on my team than Price. This guy is everything to the Canadians, and I think he has another fantastic year, close to the one that he had in 2014-15 when he won both the Hart and the Vezina. Although Erik Karlsson will miss some time at the start of the season with that lingering foot injury, he's still good enough to dominate when he does return. It's not hard to imagine Karlsson taking home his 3rd Norris Trophy less than a year from now.
Oh, thanks, coach.
I think Mike Babcock got robbed last season. John Tortorella put together a strong case, but Babcock should have won. Toronto improved 26 points between his first and second season there. Although the Leafs are unlikely to improve that much again this season, they still improve and Babs wins his first Coach of the Year award in 2018.
Rookie of the Year.
The Rookie of the Year is really tough to call, but I'm going to give you my two top picks. Joel Eriksson-Ek of the Minnesota Wild and Nico Hischier of the New Jersey Devils. Eriksson-Ek and Hischier both are centermen but can play the wing as well. Eriksson-Ek has great size, skill, and smarts. Hischier is dynamic and will be given all the opportunities and all the ice in the world in New Jersey, and that could play into his favor. I'm really interested to hear what your predictions and your thoughts are for the 2017-18 NHL season. Who do you think will win the President's Trophy? Who do you think will finish 31st overall? Do you really think the Avalanche will be worse than the expansion Golden Knights? I got a friend, Coons. You guys know him from before. He thinks the Vancouver Canucks will be the worst team in hockey this year. I can't quite agree with him. I think Colorado is just that bad. Vancouver's bad. Colorado's going to be really bad. What do you think about trophy winners, though? I know this is always a big debate about the definition of the Hart Trophy. Do you like the definition of the Hart Trophy? Should it just go to the most valuable player like it does in baseball and some other sports? Or do you think it really needs to go to the most valuable player to his team? If that's the case, I'm still not picking Connor McDavid. I'm picking Carey Price. Anyways, I'd love to have a lot of discussion about your preseason picks, your predictions, your previews. Tell me what you think. Tell me who your award winners will be. Who do you think is going to have a great season in 2017-18? I've got another video planned for more preseason picks coming up shortly. I'm Kurt. This is Top Corner Hockey. Thanks for watching. See you next time.